up, everybody? It's your girl, LA, and I'm here with my bestie in the whole wide world. She is a blogger, and she's wanting to talk today about a few issues that's going on. What do you want to talk about?
Mental health. Definitely something that people don't want to talk about, but now is the time. If the news ain't told you otherwise, maybe your friends have.
Yes, and I agree. I think mental health, especially for African Americans, is very important right now. It's a really big topic that I think needs more exposure. I have had my issues with anxiety. I know people who have had their issues with depression. I know there's a lot of people who are bipolar and will not get the help they need. And it's like, I can show you by all of your actions. How do you deal with a person like that?
To be honest, it's kind of hard, but you can't help somebody who doesn't want to help themselves. I feel like they must at least recognize that that something's not okay.
Yeah.
That's the first step. And once you recognize that stuff is not okay, you can either be comfortable with where you're at, or you're like, okay, what do I need to change? What do I need to cut out? What do I need to do? What hobby do I need to pick up? What people do I need to cut out? I know me having my own personal bouts with like depression and PTSD after my mom died. I was sitting there trying to do different fillers and deal with different people, and definitely cutting out people that I felt weren't going to promote my growth, that were especially toxic, or someone that I couldn't trust with my feelings, that they were actually allowing me to be vulnerable instead of treating me as if I was crazy.
Yeah.
Cutting them out definitely pushed me in the right direction.
Yeah, and for me, it was more of a self-realization of, why are you so anxious, LA? Like, what's going on? Like, I had to really sit down, because I used to be anxious in the car. But if I'm in the car by myself driving, if I wake up first thing in the morning, I just go straight into heartache and a fast beating heart. And I just was like, what's going on? And I realized I have been holding on to these feelings about a person that I just couldn't get over. Why? Because that toxic person was still in my life, still telling me the same stories, gaslighting me, and it's like, I have to really just cut them out. And I guess maybe it's the same thing you're saying. You had to cut a lot of people out. So did I, and I think until you realize who that person is in your life, and I think it's going to hurt a lot of people if we do say that this is the route to take, because if, in all honesty, it could be your mom, it could be your dad,
right? And
how do you just give up those people? So maybe not cutting them out, but more of a learning how to deal with them for your best interests only.
I think it depends on who it is. Like, if it's not a parent or somebody that you have kids with, like, yeah, you can transition, like, dealing with, like, a co-parent. Like, you can transition that into a business aspect. Like, you guys are business partners on contract to accomplish this goal, which is raise a child, and you treat them as a business partner, not like as a friend or a lover that they once were. Just someone that you strictly talk to on an as-need basis. If it's not about money, if it's not about what the contract is, then it doesn't matter. Parents, of course, you love them to death. You love them from afar. A lot of the times parents will try to relive their lives through you, and that can create a lot of pressure. You guys can bump heads. And for the simple fact that times are changing. Like, we are not our parents. This is not the 80s. Like, everything is different, from clothes to dating to interactions, the introduction of like social media, which was definitely not a thing in the 80s. The type of music that we listen to, the type of things that we do, just period, everything that's popular, that they may be stuck in their old ways, and that's fine. Yeah. But, not everybody's open to change. So that's where a lot of parents will clash. But at the end of the day, your parent loves you. It's that unspoken for. It's not going to go anywhere. They may not like what you're doing, but they love you. And sometimes you just have to love them from afar. Yeah. If it's like an ex-boyfriend or ex-girlfriend, if y'all don't have any kids together, I definitely understand that it's not easy, because my last situation was definitely not easy to cut the ties to, but I eventually had to grow to that point, because I was always mad, but then I was comfortable, so I would go back. Which
comfortable.
Was
keyword there.
Comfortable, which them being toxic, with me being so comfortable, a lot of their toxic ways caused me to be toxic. And I can't change them, but I can change myself. And that was one thing that I had to learn, and that was kind of what pushed me to help cut that off, was to realize, okay, yeah, you're toxic, and I'm blaming you for this and all this, that, and the other. But I had to realize they in turn changed me, and I didn't like what I was changing into.
So it's like you had to become self-aware to catch yourself not becoming someone you didn't want to become. And I mean, as you were talking, I was kind of thinking, like, you're saying, you know, love people from afar, and I definitely agree with that. And I just think that loving from afar, and how your parents come from a different era where they didn't have social media. Like, what if social media is what's actually causing us to have so many mental health issues? You know, like, that's the only difference between us and our parents.
Social media definitely caused a lot of things. I feel like social media desensitized us from a lot of things. Yeah. As far as, like, you know, back in the day, it was somebody got killed. If you saw it, it was because it was on your doorstep, not because multiple people were sharing it as soon as you opened it out.
Yeah.
Or, you know, if you found out about something, it was through the news or through the newspaper, not, once again, something being shared online or,
right,
you know, whatever. Like, that's definitely one thing. And then a lot of people will sit there and try to disguise certain acts under, like, PTSD or depression, like the mass shooters.
Yeah.
A lot of the times they'll be labeled as mental ill. And I actually ran across an article dealing with that last shooting in California at that bar. Another term that came up was actually moral injury.
Moral injury, what's that?
It is kind of just that. It's an injury of one's morals. It could be something like a traumatic experience that changed how that person views things. Like, a lot of it was applied towards people of the military. But when you think about it, people who are in the military, they're trained to be above the law. They're trained to do things that oftentimes goes against the morals that they were taught as parents. Because, you know, like, you weren't taught to hit people, shoot people, kill people, or judge people. But, well, we would like to think that people weren't. We would like to hope that they weren't raised that way. But for the most part, like, you weren't raised to just shoot somebody just because of whatever.
Yeah.
But, you know, they go to the army and they're trained to have this certain mentality to desensitize themselves from a lot of things. So it's an injury to their morals. So, I mean, if you think about it, most of the people that are, like, suffering from, like, depression and all that, they're not trying to kill other people. They're trying to harm themselves.
Yeah. True. Very true. I agree. I just think about it, like, sometimes when I'm on social media now, like, I honestly, I'm afraid to be on social media. And I know that's crazy because I have a YouTube channel, but I feel like I have a voice and I have a lot of things that I want to talk to people about, that from my perspective of how I grew up, and maybe sharing that with the world. But even on social media, it's like a level of, I've had people save my picture to their computer and then email me at work my Facebook pictures.
I'm sorry, I'm not that cute, so I don't have those issues.
And it's like, you could have just said, hey, on Facebook if you've seen the picture there.
No, they had to let you know.
But you had to take these extra steps, and when I think that you have to, like, save my picture on your computer, oh my goodness, that is so creepy. But I don't even send pictures to guys when they ask me. They're like, can you send me a picture? I'm like, no. You can see it on my Facebook. I'm not gonna share. I'm not gonna invite you to my Facebook. But here's my page name. It's not private, so you can look. But after that, it's like it's just cringe. It's just
but
like
everything that you put is on social media. Like I know, I'm not gonna lie. I have different personalities based on the social media outlet.
That makes sense. Because on Twitter, I'm a whole other person on Twitter. I can't be that on Twitter.
Twitter is like, who is this person? Like, I thought you... Yeah, no. Facebook, I'm a little bit more civilized. My dad's family follows me on there. They're a little bit older. And
it's more family-oriented.
Instagram, I may get ignorant. So, Snap, I'm still pretty selective. But I know it's gone in 24 hours. So, it's kind of like... I might let you in on this secret.
Yeah.
And if you Snapchat, if you screenshot it, I know. Yeah. You screenshotted it.
But see, I got rid of Snapchat, first of all, because Rihanna, and I love her, and I do anything she says. I stand. Okay? Let's just put that there.
It's reneged over here.
But then also, it's like, Snapchat, it's like, it's unedited, it's raw, it's really you, and it's like, I don't think people be really ready for the real me. Like, I don't want people, it hurts me so bad to do me and be me, and then I see somebody setting up what I've already done and they follow me. That is like cringe. I don't know, I have so many issues on social media that it's just easier to watch the Facebook videos. My cousin had a little group on Facebook where, it's all memes, so I get all the memes that I can talk to my coworkers about. But as far as like scrolling, I try not to. It's just, I get anxiety. For real, sometimes I be like, especially around the holidays, and I know like people I know personally who don't have shit going on in their lives, and I know their kids don't have shit because I gotta go buy their kids shit, and they're posting how they're so drunk at this holiday party. I'd be like,
but one thing I have actually been working on is not posting as much online, because I feel like I know with me the holidays is extremely hard because my mom passed away around Thanksgiving. So like I can sit there and I can scroll online, I see all the photos of these families, and it's like, oh, okay. Or I see people going out and getting drunk all the time. Oh, okay. See people out with their husbands and boyfriends. I'm single. So it's like, oh, okay. So it was just more so I try to avoid social media on certain times. But even then, like I just felt like I used to spend so much time documenting like every move that I do. Like if I was to like go to a concert, like you probably didn't even have to buy the ticket. You just had to follow me on Snapchat or follow me or whatever, because I'm gonna sit there and have the video.
Yeah.
in 10-second increments, so you gotta be patient. And then sometimes Sprint may go out of order, or it may not post till I get home. So you're missing parts of the concert. It's okay, I got you. But like I used to like post like everything on social media. Like if I was out, every single time I was out, I had to post something. Oh, I changed my hair, had to make a post about it. Decent outfit, had to post something. I'm going out of town. Every single spot I go to, every plate of food that I couldn't get at the house, had to get a picture. And it was just like, you know what? I started thinking about it. I think I was actually out one time, and it was okay. Like it wasn't hype. I wasn't having like a great time, but I was literally just sitting there chilling, and I was noticing people who they weren't like super hype, but then they'll get their phones and they do this. That's all you see.
Oh, the faking,
like,
I'm having fun.
All this, and it's kind of like, on the outside looking in, this looks stupid, because when you don't have your phone in your hand, you're sitting there chilling like me. Like, you wasn't hyped the whole time. And I started looking at how kind of stupid that looked, and I was like, you know what? Not everything has to be documented. Like, some things you just have to have fun. And I definitely don't go live at every single location, simply because I don't want to get those DMs that are like, hey, where you at? Can I pull up? And
I hate that too.
And I'm really just trying to have me time for the sake of my sanity. Like, if I really wanted you to come, you would not have found out on social media. Like, you would have got a text message and was like, hey, I'm going here, pull up. Instead of, oh, I see you out. Where you at? You want to meet up? No, I don't. I'm trying to have me time. I'm trying to take a break. I don't want to deal with you.
I understand. and for me, I definitely hate that as well. But I posted that I was at a bowling alley in Memphis, and it was something at the bowling alley. You press the button, you log into your Facebook, and it just posted it for me. It asked me, and I was like, why not? Y'all, I kid y'all not. Somebody slashed my tires. Like, it's personal when it's a slash, and I just be like, what do I be doing to people? And I be like, I'm not gonna post nothing. Y'all, if I do something now on Instagram, it's only in my story mostly, unless I feel like I need to post. But I want to work on it, but I have to get past that level of insecurity of my own safety.
If I post something, I probably already left. Unless it's like
I do that a lot.
Unless it's like a mass concert, like if it's Beyonce, because you're most likely not gonna find me because there's just gonna be a sea of people. But if it's like, oh, I'm in the mall, like I'm not telling you where I am. If I'm in this restaurant, because Facebook will tell you the location, the address, and the business hours.
Yeah.
Of like what you got going. It's like,
I definitely agree.
Social media will give out way more information than what I needed to. So yeah, if I post anything, I'm probably already gone. Not sorry that you missed me, but I would have sent you an invite if I wanted you there. So social media definitely will tell out more business than what it needs. Like, and I've seen so much ignorant stuff on Facebook. Like, I've seen people post like DNA test results and
what is it? The STD results, like, bruh.
But I'm not gonna lie.
You didn't even put the date on there. We don't even know how new or old.
But I'm not even gonna lie. Sometimes that shit do be kind of interesting because
I can live without it.
I can live without it, and it's like, damn, I follow some ignorant people on here, but I ain't doing shit else. Like,
so let me ask you, okay? Because we have 2 minutes left.
All right.
What do you do when you meet somebody, knowing you got your own mental health issues? What do you tell them? Do you tell them? How soon do you tell them? How does that work?
I would not tell them up front that I am depressed because that's not really any of their business.
Okay.
But I would just ask for honesty and transparency because a lot of like anxiety and all that comes from stuff that you don't know. But it's like stories that you have to make up. But most people, if they're honest and clear and there's that transparency, it gives you that sense of ease because it's like, okay, that communication is there. Like, I don't necessarily have to tell them that I need space, but if it's just like, if they don't hear from me from a couple of days, they may or may not understand, or they're not gonna feed me bullshit. Like, they're either gonna be there or they're not, and it's up to me to decide what capacity do I want to deal with this person.
Right. Okay. I agree. I just wanted to, I don't know, I'm newly single and I know I have my issues, but I don't want that to bubble over into a new relationship. Kind of just want to see, I think for me it's going to be more of I'm just going to be me, and if you like me, fine. If you don't like me, hopefully you'll tell me.
I just think my last situationship taught me, definitely taught me what I don't want to deal with. That way I can be more assertive with my wants for the next person, because I think a lot of people, if they don't know what you want, they'll take control and they'll write the narrative.
Yeah.
Then it's like, if you don't like the narrative, then you're mad, and it's kind of like, well, you didn't say what you wanted in the beginning. Now I'm pretty much upfront. I'm gonna let you know what I don't want to deal with, what I don't want. I'm open to certain things, but there's just some stuff I'm not gonna do. Like, you're not gonna pay for the introduction package and get premium benefits. Like, that's just, no. I'm protecting myself and my mental health because you're not gonna get me wrapped up.
Oh, well, thank you so much for coming by and stopping talking to me on my channel. It's so small right now. I'm in the middle of moving, and this is my old office that I did in my first video, but it's so much going on.
And remember, dick is an antidepressant and a depressant. You write the narrative.
You write the narrative, and if I can give you ladies one tip, broke dick feels the best. Now you have a good night.
Good night.